this is what we're made of. Standing our ground, here it goes down. Oh, you and me, we're gonna be legendary. Oh, wait and see, we're gonna be legendary. Ain't no time like the here and now. Yeah, we showed up, now we showing up. Oh, you and me, we're gonna be legendary. Legendary. We're gonna be legendary. Raise up a white flag. Didn't come this far just to turn back. The curtains fall for the last act. Breaking that levee, breaking that levee. We don't back down. This is what we're made of. Standing our ground, here it goes down. Oh, you and me, we're gonna be legendary. Oh, wait and see, we're gonna be legendary. Ain't no time like the here and now. Yeah, we showed up, now we showing up. Oh, you and me, we're gonna be legendary. Legendary. We're gonna be legendary. We don't back down. This is what we're made of. Standing our ground, here it goes down. Oh, you and me, we're gonna be legendary. Oh, wait and see, we're gonna be legendary. Ain't no time like the here and now. Yeah, we showed up, now we showing up. Oh, you and me, we're gonna be legendary. Legendary. We're gonna be legendary. Legendary. We're gonna be legendary.
I got metal running through my bones, a resurrection like a ghost. Hurricane, go ahead and blow. Where you could keep your white flag, I'll never fold. A shadow on a battlefield, a survivor never yield. A thunder, go ahead and shake. Don't run from the storm when I feel the rain. There's no rest for the wicked, no victory for the weak. And when the weeds getting thicker, you'll never see me on my knees. You can't control this, it's explosive. You can't control this, it's explosive. You can't control this, it's explosive. I got a fever in my blood, a falling embers from above. I feel the heat when the pressure blows, a wildfire that you can't control. There's no rest for the wicked, no victory for the weak. And when the weeds getting thicker, you'll never see me on my knees. You can't control this, it's explosive. You can't control this, it's explosive. You can't control this, it's explosive. With every beat of my heart, I'll be the light in the dark.
Race fans, it's time for another exciting night of weekly stock car racing at Cotton Bowl Speedway in Page, Texas. You want race cars? We've got them. Sport compacts, factory stocks, street stocks, IMCA stock cars, IMCA Southern Sport Modifieds, and for the first time in 2024, the fast-moving, air-ripping, dirt-slinging Southern United Sprint cars. Gates open at 5, racing starts at 7. $20 for adults. $10 ages 7 to 12, 6 and under, it's free. More information on racecbs.com or the Cotton Bowl Facebook page. Cotton Bowl Speedway, Saturday night, April 20th. Who's going to be in the Advanced Auto Parts victory lane? Let's find out together. Green flag, green light, let's go racing!
Welcome back, everyone, for another LSRTV coverage of the Mach 1 Performance Cup Series race. This time coming at you live from the simulated Talladega Super Speedway, of course, on the iRacing platform. Good evening, everyone. My name is Jeremy Stanley, and my partner is also Jeremy Stanley. I am solo here tonight for the most part. We're going to have Jason Rockefeller in the car tonight, not in the booth. So from time to time, we will key him up and do some race updates, a little bit of a freestyle remix, whatever you want to call it. We're going to have some fun with this new setup for Talladega exclusively. Thank you to Brody Hanna for allowing Jason to join in for this Talladega event for the Mach 1 Performance Cup Series race. Hopefully he does well, and we can call him all night long. So we're in qualifying now. We'll jump right to the huntthefront.com race information so you can see what is going to go on here tonight. No fast repairs, of course, every week. 100% fuel load, which some of the drivers were telling us about 35, 40 laps, which seems a little close to the actual Cup car race. So I'm going to say it's more like, I don't know, 30 laps roughly there. 5 sets of tires. It is Talladega. You don't need those, so you can kind of keep them behind the wall. 3 green, white checkered attempts if needed, and there's your stage breakdown on the last column on the lower left side. 20, 40, 94. So no pit stops for fuel on stage 1 and 2. And then the final stage, it's about 50 laps after they go back to green flag, so there'll be at least 1 green flag pit stop if this thing goes green the entire way. Got about 30 cars in this field here. Last time we were at a super speedway at Daytona, we saw Jamie Knopp go to victory lane there, and coming off a pretty good finish last week as well. Finished second place to the points leader Nathan Bigart. So trying to keep that momentum on the super speedways for his team and get some things happening here tonight. Here's your weather conditions by Kaufman Creative. Air temperature 75 degrees Fahrenheit, 6-mile-an-hour winds. Really hot track temp, but if you see the cloud coverage there, turn 4 is actually pretty covered. Turn 1 and 2, a little bit shaded. We're not getting directly covered in sunlight here, so it's going to be partly cloudy throughout the day. That temperature should fluctuate and go much lower throughout this event just because of the clouds. And, you know, as time passes by, it's going to get cooler and cooler and cooler. Looks like qualifying's about finished up here. And I'm showing Daniel Simmons in the 06. He is on pole as they're wrapping it down the final couple seconds. You see on the top left-hand side of your screen. It looks like your practice. I'm sorry. Yep. Now we're going to go kick it over to qualifying. I had that mixed up. I apologize there. So we're going to take 5 minutes of qualifying. Daniel Simmons didn't win practice. So that was by draft, though. We'll see what kind of the straight line speeds these guys bring. If you don't keep track every single week, these guys run open setups. So Your race up can be completely different from your qualifying time, and we'll see what each one has here tonight. And kind of cycle through the field. Here's the 44-14. Pretty impressive double number there, which I do believe that is Chris Beck running everything possible. Double stamping with the real life, fictional, whatever. Yeah, there he goes. Chris Beck, actually the 44. Can't miss him. He's got numbers all over the place here. And these qualifying efforts, you might see him take different lines on the first warm-up lap. I've seen people get the pole running the middle and the bottom. I've seen people get the pole running all the way to the top of the track for the first opening lap and the actual timed lap. So kind of curious to see who's going to be able to score from what lane. He's going to start that lap here. He's going to go to the bottom here for this current lap. That's Chris Beck's first lap, put him 4th place currently. His teammate Chad Lang in the 4 currently holds 1st place over Ben Tracy and Anthony Causey. So we can get through turns 3 and 4 this time. And then as soon as Chris Beck crosses the line, I would love to turn the camera over to the broadcaster that abandoned me, Mr. Jason. We'll see at the line. Absolutely. Charles Wooten pressing the buttons. I'm always terrible at introducing the producer there. So Charles Wooten, appreciate you doing this work for me. It's going to be first time leading at LSR TV for a night, so hopefully I don't get you all too confused. But there it is, Chris Beck across the line to complete his 2nd lap time. Chris Beck currently holds a spot P1 teammate. And Jason Rockefeller, he's done, but he finished 5th so far as he gets shuffled back down to 6th as the times keep ticking in for lap number 2. We'll see where he ends up, which he's calling himself Avenger Motorsports. Ryan Hendrick here in the 47, bright burnt orange scheme here. Not going to miss this car on the track. No. Yeah, this is your first lap here for the 47. Hopefully orange doesn't mean his money's on fire, because that'd be a bad decision there. So he's going to run all the way up against the wall here in turns 3 and 4. This is to complete lap number 1. The tri-oval is usually where people have a difference of opinion. Do you straighten the wheel up? What he's going to do is going to run low, so you don't get to carry the excess speed, but you also get the benefit of turning your wheel less. It's going to hug the yellow line there at the line. There's a 1.1 gap to the pole, as you see there on the bottom right-hand side of your screen. See what Boomerang Motorsports can do here with the 47. He's now on the back straightaway here with just over 1 minute left in this qualifying session. Chris Beck, the 44, the first person we rode along with, still holding the top spot at a 52.799. Jose Acosta second. Chad Lang, the Flying Tiger Motorsports driver, also with Chris Beck in 3rd. Wayne Grossi 4th. TJ Bartel currently holding 5th place. 45 seconds left in the session. Through the tri-oval for the final time for the number 47 in qualifying. 53.186. Does not pick up too far on the board. 25th place for the number 47, Ryan Hendrick here. Jamie Knopp, Daytona 500 winner. He puts himself P2 there right in front of Jose Acosta. Is going to be starting on the front row as long as no one else is completing a lap time, which it looks like everyone has that is going to be qualifying. So it looks like things are going to be locked in as we get under the final few seconds. Chris Beck with the pole here tonight. If I'm not mistaken, that is his first pole of the year. And as these cars are starting to hit the grid, here's your starting lineup for the Talladega race here on the Mach 1 Performance Cup Series from FTSR. Chris Beck going to be starting first place with Jamie Knopp to his outside in row 1. Row number 2, you're going to find Jose Acosta in the 24 with Chad Lang in the 4 in 4th place. 5th place and 6th will be the number 7 of Wayne Grossi and the 98 at TJ Bartel. Row number 4, you're going to find the 36 of Dave Nestor and the 06 of Daniel Simmons in 8th. Row number 5, 31 Jeff Chandler, and to his outside Ben Tracy in the 35 is your top 10. 11th on back, the 14 of Lane Allen, and the 42 of Kyle Milliken to his outside in 12th. 13th, Nathan Bigart, your points leader currently in the 01, and 14th place to his outside, the number 10 of Colton Gum. 15th and 16th, you'll find the 19 of Richie Coy and the number 12 of Joseph Grijalva. 17th, look at this guy, Brody Hanna back on the track for a super speedway race in the next gen car. This is going to be fun to watch. And look to his outside, the guy let this person in, Jason Rockefeller. So sorry, Brody, if he causes problems, you're going to find out early from your starting spot. 19th place, Joshua Johnson, the 57. In the top 20 will be the number 3 of Ryan Bliss. 21st, John Rhodes in the 88 with Sherwood Williford in the 33 to his outside. 23rd, Tony Solari in 24th place, Anthony Causey. 25th will be Ryan Hedrick, and 26th will be Jake Euler. 27th, Brian Dublé. 28th, James Wallace. 29th, James Torrey. 30th, Alan Duranco. 31st, Justin Diltz. And Alan Crowell. Last place, 32 entries here for this Talladega event. Cars are rolling through turns 1 and 2 now. Remember, these first 2 stages will not see a pit stop unless you're a part of a wreck. You are going to make the distance on fuel, no problem. So unlike the actual Cup race yesterday at Talladega, you will not see the lifting techniques that they were using. They were going way off the pace because the whole race they had to save fuel. This case tonight, not going to be it unless something happens around that fuel window in stage number 3. And actually, that's a correction. I thought that was the 14th font, but it's a 44. So it's a sim stamped 44 on top of a printed 44. Chris Beck, that's what you get for running it in the old school spot there. So you get 4 numbers on the door on each side. Point standings before we take off for green flag. Nathan Bigart is your points leader. Richie Coy 2nd. Daniel Simmons in 3rd. Jamie Knopp in 4th. Jose Acosta makes up your top 5 in the points. And what a huge gap. Nathan Bigart's doing an amazing job so far to open up 2024. This is the 10th of 13 races. Nathan Bigart has a 154 points advantage over 5th place Jose Acosta. And we've seen how good Jose is. And there's still such a huge point gap between those two. So this is the track. This is going to be a wild card event to try to close in that gap. If something happens to Nathan, these guys are going to be trying to be up in the front where they can. Pace car clearly down. We're just waiting for Barney the flagman. And here we go. Green flag is out. 94 laps of Talladega is underway. You see the 24 Jose Acosta having some blinking issues. Hopefully that doesn't persist throughout the entire race because, well, if you're the number 7 of Wayne Grossi, who's directly by the 24, you might second guess trying to get some bump drafts in, and it might cause some checkups here on the bottom early on. Through turns 2 onto the back straightaway for the first time, still side by side, not a single car trying to break into a 3-wide formation early, which if you watched yesterday's race in the real world, you would have noticed that that is all 2x2x2 in these next gen cars. One thing last year watching these boys here at Talladega is I saw the next gen cars go 3-wide up the sucker hole, and the car in the middle was actually going much faster. I don't know if they have fixed that from last year to this year, but if you see a car go up the middle, they're trying something new and it might actually work. So I'm going to try to keep my eyes pierced on that as we complete the first lap of the evening. Still side by side here. 44 Chris Beck, Jamie Knupp into 48 to the top, trying to get a little side draft through turns 2. Momentarily is going to bring his teammate Chad Ling in the 4 Flying Tigers Motorsports up to the front, but as they get that point, you might see, there he goes, there he's going to shift in front of his teammate there. He's going to take advantage, and now we're going to have Flying Tigers nose to tail here on the inside lane. Jamie Knupp now all of a sudden is going to get help. The number 98 TJ Bartell and that Bobby Labonte throwback. 2 laps down, 92 to go. The 48 Jamie Knupp's going to lead that lap once more, as they have a nice little 1-car advantage on the second groove. Still see 2 by 2 by 2 all the way back. A little scattered out, but at least they're not 3 wide, which FTSR is very good at keeping a respectable pace in a race and not trying to create havoc early on. You see the ton of gap in between each car from the top and bottom. Classic FTSR. Drives down the cautions. You see some random debris fly up on the track. I don't know where that came from, but no wreck on the track. Try over here to complete lap number 3, dead heat this time, but it looks like it's still going to go to the 48 Jamie Knupp, leading the first 3 laps of this 94 lap event. Jason Rockefeller, see him floating around 12th or 13th place. Going to keep bringing him up because he is new to racing here. He got a little bit of practice last week, I think, in a truck. He's going to do it this time as well with the FTSR boys, so we'll try to keep him up to date from time to time. 3 and 4 still side by side. That middle lane seems to be the preferred groove early. It's more broken up. You see the more scattered formation on the top, but at the same token, they're still carrying the speed. You see the 09. I myself from Nerd Raps painted that car up. So in the comments there on YouTube, if you like his scheme, give me a shout out. I'd appreciate any feedback on that, as he gets some clear air on that nose, and then he's going to take it right behind the number 10 of Colton Gum. Try to get to the bottom. Well, he's going to try to play a little bit of draft. Move back up the track. He recognizes the outside is faster, and look at him. In 1 lap, he's up 4 positions inside the top 10. Still 2 by 2 by 2 through this field. Jamie Knupp has a car and a half length advantage over the inside lane that's now controlled by the number 7 of Wayne Grassi. Off of turn 4 to complete lap number 5, and it looks like Mr. Knupp's going to lead the first 5 laps in this race. 16 laps left in this stage, and the next gen car, it's so difficult to pass when it's already too wide. It's really difficult to get a third lane going, and so at this rate, you're probably going to see this top 10 not really shuffle around too much, and so Knupp's in a great place to control the draft where he needs to, but right now he doesn't have to think about it because the speed there with TJ Bartell on his rear bumper, keeping him to pace with that car length advantage. 7's got a great opportunity off of turn 4. Finally gets his nose to the inside of the 48 with some massive help from the 42 Cal Milliken. They're going to sustain this run through the tri-oval. Will we see a pass for the lead? Not this lap at the line. Knupp's still going to get it, leading the first 6 laps now. The inside is formed up a little tighter, allowing to get a bigger push to Wayne Grassi. It's showing they're sustaining it through turn 1 and turn 2. That banking drop down though on the back straightaway helps, but then turns 3 and 4, this is where the advantage comes back to the inside lane. 42 releases Wayne Grassi just a little bit. Dead heat off of turn 4. He's going to lose that car length there, maybe get a little side draft. It's going to be close once more, but not enough. 7 for 7 for the 48. Stage 1 and Stage 2 is a great place to get your practice and get your your team strategies together and make some friends. If you're a team like the Ford and the 44, the Flying Tiger, you can work well together. But with only 2 cars, you might want to make a few more friends for your pit stops. So using these really short runs for the first 40 laps of this event is going to be, I think, crucial to see where you finish in tonight's overall 94 laps, because you will have a green flag pit stop if they go green the entire way. Jamie Knapp continuing to lead this event as we kind of cycle through the top 10 on back, just to kind of get a glimpse of where everybody else is on the track. So the top line consists of the 48, 98, you got the 06 of Daniel Simmons. Ben Tracy, another strong performance here. 4th car on the top lane, that number 35. So I just feel like this past month has been getting better and better and better. 5th car back is that number 09, Jason Rockefeller. Ben Tracy checks up a little bit there. Is going to move the number 3 of Brian Bliss with him. And inadvertently, that little checkup momentarily is going to cause a little 3 wide here. This should be really short-lived, and you're going to see that car on the top just really drop back quickly. I think that's the number 69 of Anthony Causey. Still no help on the top. They know the 3rd groove is no good. And Anthony's in that sucker hole, going to drop back further and further and further. 10 laps in. Knapp still leading the way. Nothing changed amongst your top 5. A little bit of lane scattering, trying to get around the 69 here. He got to about 10th place, maybe 12th or 14th, and just kind of locked in. They give space. Ryan Hedrick in the 47 allows the 69 to drop down, and then some. 3 car lengths separate those 2 cars there for 3 and 4. Still did not affect your race leader, Knapp. It actually gave him that gap there, kind of shot him out a little bit further, if you will. Which is crazy to me to see how tight and how straight that bottom lane is. Now, not too much movement there. The top lane is snaking around a little bit more, and still somehow is getting great momentum runs off the corner of 2 and 4. Halfway into this first stage. Still seeing the entire field run side by side here. Looks like Wayne Rossi was able to get a nose advantage through turns 3 and 4 this time. We're kind of focusing right on the top 10 here, but of course off of turn number 4, forget about it. 48 back to the point in sole possession of 2nd place that time is TJ Bartel. And this is what to expect all night long. Next gen super speedway package. It can get a little stagnant at times, and you might see some drivers do some crazy stuff to spice it up a little bit. I would expect maybe in the middle of the race to someone trying that middle groove between the 2 lanes. Right now, those top 2 right now are really impressive. Their setups are dialed in. 98 Bartel cannot get to the back of Jamie Knapp. I know these next-gen cars create a huge bubble behind them, especially the leading car. And it's really, really tough to get sucked in there, especially when there's a gap between the 3rd and 4th place car and then some. As we're running on board. Well, 09 on the door. 008 there on the scoring pylon. Oh, big bump there from Jason into the Ben Tracy Chevrolet Camaro. Almost sent him to the inside lane. Ben Tracy said, nope, I'm going to keep holding this outside lane. And this is a great camera, too. I wish they would have mounted it in front of this bar. Like to have it in the real world, but at the same token, it's still a great visual of what's going on inside the cockpit. You can see where the bumps happen. You can see how the track feels. You can still look out the virtual mirror there. It's Brian Bliss in the highlighter yellow machine. as his outside is just growing stronger and stronger. Now we have, what, four to five cars, single file on the top. Jason going to go down to the bottom. He sees the gap. He wants to try to do this thing. And then Kyle Milliken said, welcome to the league, bud. But here you go. Sucker hole engaged. And we're going to see now if he can build the speed up or if it's truly a sucker hole for this race here tonight. Which in that case, he is continuing to drop. And just like that, you go from 5th place to 15th on the scoring pylon, and he's not done. 16th, 17th. No friend still. Finally up to par. Cross line 18. Minus 13 positions in 1 lap. Not even 1 lap. It was a half a lap. He got passed on the back straightaway. Continue to drop there outside the top 20. And just like that, we're going to see 2x2 all night long, because that is not how to pass. Coming up to 5 laps to go in this stage. Kyle Milliken briefly to the point, coming off a turn 4 though, forget about it. Cannot back to the point. As we're just focusing on some of these cars. Here's Richie Coyne, the number 19. 09 Rockefeller, number 2 Duranco. 54 Alan Crowell. Inside 5 to go. Still 2x2. Seeing a little bit more movement there. These engines are hot now. You got to try to cool off the grill. And so that's why you don't see them hold a straight line. If you did that all race long, chances are you're going to eventually overheat, especially being 5, 6, 7 cars back in line. So you see that formation just kind of go in and out, kind of like a snake effect, trying to find the fresh air. And then all of a sudden, just like that, the top lane's going to break themselves up, go to the bottom here, complete shift. Not sure why they were doing that. It's because the outside was doing so well. Shifting there behind the number 47, Brian Hedrick. Checks up the outside. Richie Coy gets pushed to the 3rd lane. He's going to drop back outside the top 20. Momentum back to the top side of the track. Jamie Knott brings him back up this time. He's not followed by the people he was following just a couple laps ago. Looks like it's the 06 Daniel Simmons, 35 of Ben Tracy. And then they're going to shift back down to the bottom once more through the trial over here. 3 laps to go in stage number 1. And just like that, Kyle Milliken deleted Jason Rockefeller 3 or 4 laps. Oh, contact to the outside wall. They're spun. That's the first caution here this evening. Jeff Chandler, the 31, and I was trying to think up the other car who was involved. And that's the 2. Yes, the 2 of Alan Duranco. We'll have to take a look here. He showed me who he was by doing that burnout there outside of turn 2. ATVO replay, kicking it back a half a lap, so we can see the entire buildup of what happened here. It looks like the 2 somehow just got wall glued. Not sure exactly how. We're gonna find out here momentarily. Domino effect. A lot of bumper tag. Duranco went for the gap, and then Jeff Chandler did not recognize that Duranco was going to go for a space that wasn't there. They make contact off of turn 2 exit, and just like that, it's going to bring out the first caution this evening. And with FTSR rules, if your caution is within 5 laps of stage break, that'll do it. So this will be the end of stage number 1. And that guy currently leading, the 06 Daniel Simmons, at least on the scoring pylon, would make your first lead change of the evening. But after pit cycles, we're going to find out. We're going to kick it over to our first commercial break. We'll be back shortly before the drop of green flag for stage number 2.
Race fans, it's time for another exciting night of weekly stock car racing at Cotton Bowl Speedway in Page, Texas. You want race cars? We've got them. Sport compacts, factory stocks, street stocks, IMCA stock cars, IMCA Southern Sport Modifieds, and for the first time in 2024, the fast-moving, air-ripping, dirt-slinging Southern United Sprint cars. Gates open at 5, racing starts at 7. $20 for adults. $10 ages 7 to 12, 6 and under, it's free. More information on racecbs.com or the Cotton Bowl Facebook page. Cotton Bowl Speedway, Saturday night, April 20th. Who's going to be in the Advanced Auto Parts victory lane? Let's find out together. Green flag, green light, let's go racing!
Drag race to the line!
Of speed, 10 years of stories. For the past 10 years, we've been more than just spectators. We've been the heartbeat of local racing, growing alongside the tracks, drivers, and fans who make it all possible. From the dusty turns to the checkered flags, we've shared every triumph and every challenge, making memories that last a lifetime. As we mark this milestone, we're not just looking back, we're revving up for the future. We are expanding, bringing you even more racing, more coverage, and more ways to connect with the adrenaline-fueled world we love. Our commitment to the local racing community is unwavering, and the next chapter promises to be our most exciting yet.
Welcome back here to the LSR coverage of the Mach 1 Performance Full Throttle Sim Racing Cup Series here. And look at the guys who started in 17th and 18th. Are now starting 1 and 2. Love to see some Ford Mustangs up here in the front. Richie Coy in third there. Looks like Joshua Johnson in fourth. Jumping over to the comments. Usually don't jump to the comments, sir, on the LSR side here, but Doyle Lawrence, I see you loud and proud, and yeah, it sucks to see your driver in the first caution here tonight, and it didn't look like he got too much damage though, so I think he's going to be able to get that thing repaired and back up to speed, no problem, but we'll find out here for the start of stage number 2. We're going to be restarting this thing on lap 22, so 19 laps of green flag potential racing for stage number 2. Waiting for Brody Hanna to get to the Geico restart zone. And here we go. Green flag is out. Actually, I think it was Jason Rockefeller, the leader of this thing, so he gets a good start here. Clean cut there in that restart zone. He's going to bring the 57, Joshua Johnson, with him. 06, Daniel Simmons. And the number 48, Jamie Knapp, who led almost every single lap in stage number 1. Well, these guys up at the front see the clean air and go to where they think they could take the lead, or are they going to follow suit behind Jason, who thinks he has a full fuel tank, at least enough to complete stage 2. Brody Hanna did, and a couple other. Oh my gosh, Joshua Johnson. I thought he was going to pull Michael McDowell and clean himself across the nose of Brody Hanna. Sneaks it by. I don't know how they did not have contact. Brody gave just enough room, but here we go. Daniel Simmons being pushed by Jamie Knapp on the outside now as Jason Rockefeller is going to try to play some draft assistance, but doesn't have the help. And look at that outside momentum, just clean cut. Not sure exactly why the middle groove has so much extra grip, but here we go to the point. 1, 2, 3, 4 cars single file on the top. Even the 5th one there of Chad Lang is going to be able to clear Jason Rockefeller temporarily. Brian Bliss to the inside, giving up his position in the pack. Turn number 3, I think I saw one car go to the bottom. Yep, that was Jamie Knapp. Wants to get back to the point, and look at that leapfrog move. I don't know if you saw it on the lower left-hand side of your screen. He's able just to drive it down beneath Daniel Simmons, and without any draft, able to pass him, pull back up, and control this top side. This tells me Jamie Knapp has brought that Daytona setup with him to Talladega, and he is on a mission to win this race and go back-to-back super speedway racetracks with the W. And I'm not counting Atlanta. I'm not saying that drafting track term any more than just then. Oh, 3 wide here in the back for about 15th to 20th. Looks like we have 3 consecutive rows, 3 wide. Little contact there from one car to the outside wall. Looks like they're going to stay green there. Up in the front half of the field, though, Jason either does not have the good setup to lead, or it's just so much tougher on the top right now as all the cars moved up there. Jason not making friends at this time. Brody Hanna, remember, he started 2nd place with him. And, well, Brody Hanna is in 13th place, a few spots back further from Jason, so it's just one of those try to lead a lap or so and then fall back mid-pack. Their cars clearly don't look like they have enough speed to maintain. Oh, it's a 33 of Sherwood, I think, cut off the 35. Ben Tracy's nose movement up to the top lane didn't cause any issues there. Going back to one of our TV cameras here off of turn 4. Jason still leading the charge on the inside, holding 7th place. And the numbers game are going back to the bottom, building a little bit of trust in this 09. Oh, a little bit of bump there from Joshua Johnson gets Jason's car upset. Oh, here we go. Check up in the back. Is there going to be a wreck? No, he saves. I thought Jose Acosta was going around. He got tagged, got loose. It's going to separate this back and potentially cost them draft. But they had to scatter to avoid having a semi-decent big wreck there in turn 1. Top side, 6 cars single file before you get to the bottom, which now is led by the 69 there of Anthony Kazi. Jason now going to be drafting once more with Joshua Johnson still on his tail end here. 23 Brody Hanna behind Joshua Johnson, Ryan Hedrick. Bunch of teams on the inside spaced out. Strength and numbers on the top, 6 cars still single file for position. That's Knapp, Simmons, Bartel, Lang, and Chris Beck. Off of turn 2 here. Going to be coming up to 13 to go in stage number 2 when they get to the line this time. Numbers still go to the top for advantage. And Steve, that is incorrect. You will catch me live tomorrow night from Nerd TV, but I'm kind of stepping in, helping out here with the crew at LSRTV. Appreciate them letting me come in here and talk a little bit every single Monday, or at least I try to when I can. Anyways, see a little 3-wide bench racing on the top, Kyle Milliken in the middle, pushing Richie Coy past. Colton Gum in the 10 is going to be the tail end of that middle groove now. Jason Rockefeller pushing Anthony Causey here almost to the race lead. This inside is built up in numbers. They have the momentum. Chad Lang in the 4. He's going to move to the bottom here, leave his teammate out to dry momentarily. They're going to pass Bartel, and they hit some type of wall there in momentum, and Bartel's going to sling past Chad Lang here, and it looks like the first and second groove are going to be kind of locked together around that third in line or so. So we have a little bit of a glimpse of the blimp camera here on the front straightaway. Going back to TV zoomed. Chad Lang in the 4, still leading the way on the bottom here. Side by side now for the race lead. Look at this big push here from Anthony down the back straightaway. He's going to have to give it up here before they get to the start-finish line, just because for the cooling down factor, but momentarily it's going to keep the 4 Lang going, and this is what it takes to get to the race lead on the inside, is just an amazing amount of drafting help. And even then, so you see the momentum still shift to the top 2-3 cars almost single file at the line to complete lap number 29. 11 laps to go in stage number 2. Just really impressive how that high line, it's only 2 car widths up higher than the bottom, and yet it carries so much extra speed here. It is really impressive. You see the 42 going to split the 20 or the 19 here in the back half of this main pack. If anyone's going to get a prize, it's going to be this 42 for being a tryhard, trying everything he can to make moves. He doesn't want a stagnant race, apparently. He's putting people 3 wide. He's passing them where they shouldn't, making it happen. But he's still stuck right now in that 10th place. Trying to get around the 0-1 of Nathan Bigart, points leader right now. 3 wide, 4 rows deep here. This is for 3rd place on back in the top 12. Much better stage, if for the viewers anyways. For the racers, you're having a little bit more fun, maybe a little bit more on edge, but love seeing this 3 wide here. Breakaway still on the top, shifting. Look at the 42. Told you that prize needs to go to him. Look at that, from 10th to 1st in a lap and a half. He's going to bring the 10 of Colton Gum with him on the inside here. Toyota 1-2, Chevrolet 3-4-5. And for the first time in a little bit, we're going to have a lead change. Kyle Milliken leads a lap here at Talladega. Back to 2x2x2 just like that, except for the first 3 on the bottom. You see the 06 Daniel Simmons trying to do something. He moves to the top to try to help that momentum. Temporarily going to have a decrease with the slow speed. Chad Lang's going to move up there with a late attempt to get down. Here comes the 7 of Wayne Grossi. He's going to try to lead the top. They're going to go 3 wide of them. This is, contact almost there from the 4 of Chad Lang and Daniel. Oh, here we go. Big wreck here. And it looks like the 06, the 35. I thought that was going to be a much larger wreck than that, and it looks like it's only just a couple cars. Jamie Knopp actually was the car turned around on the outside wall. That's unfortunate for the fastest car, I would say, in this race so far, through 32 laps, kicking over the ATVO replay. Going to see what happened here. Remember, this is a half a lap behind, kicking it back to see the buildup of the wreck. A lot of movement inside this top 10 to figure out where they're going to be. 3 wide. Chad Lang makes a little contact, checks up Daniel Simmons. And then just a bad bump there. It looks like maybe the 4, couldn't tell from that camera angle. Chad Lang might have made some contact once more. That sent the 4, who is Sherwood Williford, barely gets by there. Passing on the inside of Jamie Knopp. Another viewpoint here. There's the initial whoopsies. Oh, it's just a bad bump from Jamie Knopf. Hits the 0-6, sends him down to the number 4, Chad Lang. 35, Ben Tracy, nowhere really to go. Makes one more bump to the rear end of the 48, sends him around. So only 3 cars technically involved in that one. That could have been huge. And that puts them under caution for the second time this evening. And Charles, I'm going to ask for a favor. Do we have the volume of Jason Rockefeller? He is disconnected. So never mind. He did not want us to have assistance for myself, so I'm going to solo this entire thing. Appreciate you, Jason. But yeah, if he does happen for any unfortunate, I don't want him to wreck out. I promise you I want him to win this race, do a one-off, and take the checkered flag. But if he does happen to fall out of this race early, he'll be joining me live in the booth to complete this race. So, checkers or wreckers there, my friend. It's very true. Charles bringing the important stats to my ear. Where curiosity was. Take a couple more laps here. This will not be stage end. Remember, it has to be within 5 laps from the caution to the stage end. This happened with 8 to go, I do believe. So they're going to restack this up for a really short run to get to the checker flag for stage 2. Which, if you saw 3-wide racing, then you're definitely going to see it on this little short, probably 5 lap stint, maybe even 4. They had an extended caution to get to stage break on the first one. This one they should be getting the 1 to go signal this time by. We're going to do the V8-811.com race summary so far. On the lower left hand side of your screen, 2 cautions for 3 caution laps, which I feel like that was extended from the first one, but it says 3. We're going to go with it, and 4 lead changes. Usually at Talladega that number skyrocketed, but since we're in the next gen / Gen 7 Cup car era, passing is a little difficult unless you're the 42 or the 48. Those 2 cars have had the recipe for success on that notion, but everybody else is struggling to get momentum built up. 4 lead changes in the first 34 laps of tonight's Talladega race for the FTSR Mach 1 Performance Cup Series. We'll also take a look at the weather while we can. Kaufman Creative Weather Update. Was 104 degrees on track, still 104 degrees, 10-mile-an-hour winds. Not much has changed. You see the wind went from 10.9 down to 8, so it's live. It's just been very stagnant from the start of this race, which was about a half hour ago. Partly cloudy. It looks like the clouds have kind of moved out a little bit. We saw shading in qualifying and practice, but we got to the race time and those clouds are very, very spaced out, not really causing any cool down effect like I expected in this event. A little over a third of the way through this race. 42 Kyle Milliken's going to be starting P1 on this restart here. Outside him, the number 10 Colton Gum. Then row 2 Wayne Grazi, Anthony Kazi. Daniel Simmons, Joshua Johnson, Brody Hanna, TJ Bartell, Brian Dublé, Chris Beck. Your top 10 on this start, which we will have the 5 laps to go at the line when the green flag does come out. 16 viewers currently watching on the YouTube side. Appreciate you joining in. Comment away. Have fun with it. I'm going to try to look at them where I can. Appreciate Charles doing all the behind the scenes stuff for me, and going to give him a little bit of an easy job on my end here, not trying to request too many things like you usually see Jason and myself do on the Sunday, Tuesday stuff for the Nerd TV part, but we're trying to cover all parts of the track at all times. Shout out here before we get to the stage number 2 in the comments, speaking of which. Shout out, who do you think has the best chance here tonight, knowing the 48 has damage now and has led the majority of the laps here tonight? Will it be somebody else like this 42? Will it be the 1-for-1 start, Jason Rockefeller? Will it be somebody that's not expected? Let us know there in the comments. We're about to go to green flag here in the Geico restart zone. Restart is out. Third green flag flown tonight. 42 and the 7 get a great launch. They're through the gears much quicker than number 10, Colton Gum. But watch this corner exit turn 2. You're going to see Colton shot out of a cannon. He's probably going to get side by side with this 42. Just nature of this second groove here at Talladega with these next-gen cars. Wayne Grossi's got to pull up to the top, temporarily slow him down here. But it still is going to carry a ton of speed. The 42 is going to get gobbled up real quick. Couple cars shift to the bottom on the back side of the track. We're in this pack rather 3 wide for about 20th. Still 3 wide, several rows deep there, 20th through 25th, side by side for the race lead. Can we have a 5th lead change this evening with Wayne Grossi on the top? Had the advantage entering the travel, does not get it this time. Kyle Milliken's going to keep that race lead. 4 to go. 3 to go. Yeah, 4 to go in stage number 2. Car length advantage to the 42, Kyle Milliken right behind him. Anthony Causey in the 69. Brody Hanna, third car on the bottom. 2 by 2 through the entire field. 3 wide was strong for 2 rows deep. They sorted it out real quick. Going through 3 and 4 this time. The inside somehow housed the speed and the momentum over the 7 of Wayne Grossi. It kind of tells me that Wayne does not have a good car to lead the pack, because it was so easy to do so. But now showing the 7 up front, he's getting a tremendous amount of help from Colton Gum, pushing him all the way through the trial, still unable to get that 7 at the front before the start-finish line. So Kyle Milliken in the 42 is going to lead once more. 3 to go in this stage. A little bit of motion there. Richie Coy moves to the top of the 37. Brian Dublé, they're going to go 3 wide for the top 10 spot here. Coming to turn number 3, we're going to go several rows deep, 3 wide. And this is the racing I expected to get to the checker flag. And just like that, I went from 0 rows on the back straightaway to about 7 rows of 3 wide racing in just a quarter of a track distance. All this motion on the back, still showing the top 3 single file for the race lead on the inside lane. 2 to go in stage number 2. The third lane. Oh, Richie Coy making some moves here in that Victory Fuel Ford Mustang. Going to bring his teammate Tony Solari in the silver number 11 hooked up nose to tail here. Jason Rockefeller right behind them, trying to get that momentum built with these Fords, leading the upper lane here. Momentarily, they're off the racing service. We will stay green until stage. Anthony Causey, Wayne Grossi, Ryan Hedrick. Heavy damage to the 69 car. I saw the hood flapping there. I don't know how Wayne Grossi got shifted so far back, but here we go. Daniel Simmons, late move. Brody Hanna's going to take him along, and Daniel Simmons leads only 2 laps, and that is going to be the end of stage 1 and the stage number 2. More wrecking in the back there. Looks like the 14 Lane Allen is around with one other driver. Could not make it out initially. There's Lane Allen. Gonna barely miss the inside wall. Don't see too much damage to that 14 Chevrolet Camaro, and we're going to take it back to the ETVO replay to find out what happened here. Just checking up after stage. And yep, just way too much checking up. Hits the back bumper of Jeff Chandler, which hooks Jose Acosta. 3 cars around on this wreck here at the line. And this is something that they teach us in super speedway racing, is when you get, or any race really, when you get to the caution, you don't need to slow down. You have 2.5 miles to slow down before you find the pace car. You don't need to get on the brakes as soon as you cross the line. That's what happened. Some guys didn't expect it, caused a pile up there just after that, under caution, having a wreck. Unfortunate there, but look at the 0-6 Daniel Simmons, only leading 2 laps, I believe. And at a sweeping stages 1 and 2. Job well done there from that 0-6. This is our time to kick it to commercial break for the second time this evening. We're going to let these guys do their pit stops, and then we'll be right back.
Of speed, 10 years of stories. For the past 10 years, we've been more than just spectators. We've been the heartbeat of local racing, growing alongside the tracks, drivers, and fans who make it all possible. From the dusty turns to the checkered flags, we've shared every triumph and every challenge, making memories that last a lifetime. As we mark this milestone, we're not just looking back, we're revving up for the future. We are expanding, bringing you even more racing, more coverage, and more ways to connect with the adrenaline-fueled world we love. Our commitment to the local racing community is unwavering, and the next chapter promises to be our most exciting yet.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series in officially licensed cars engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
We're a racing family that you can trust on and off the track. Here at Hercules Foundation Repair, we are here to help with our free in-home evaluations and personal repair plans. So if you're looking for foundation repair, go online or give us a call to schedule your free inspection.
Drag race to the line!
Back to full screen here for the LSRTV coverage of the Mach 1 Performance Cup Series race on FTSR. That's Full Throttle Sim Racing. FTSR.net. Tons of great ways to show off your stats. So if you're kind of watching along and want to know who's doing what in the points or whatnot, head over to FTSR.net. Always enjoyed the site there, provided by Sim Racing Points, doing a great job on their website to keep all the stats updated. But you see the pace car coming down to pit road. That means green flag is about to fly here for stage number 3. 50 laps on this stage. Guaranteed green flag stop if there's not a caution. And we'll have to see in that wreck there at the end of stage 2 who was affected and who got it all repaired. Jeff Chandler's hoping to keep his bumper clear, but here we go. Green flag is out here. The 67 is going to create a new lead change. James Wallace, Boomerang Motorsports driver, going to lead this thing through turn 1 and 2. Daniel Simmons, who has won stage 1 and stage 2, gets him a nice little push there, single-handedly into P1, P2, P3. 44, 14, 44, whatever number you want to give that. Chris Beck was leading the outside momentarily, but here comes TJ Bartel and Richie Coy to the top here to try to get some momentum back to the top side, which that was lost the past 5 or 10 laps in stage 2. Side by side for the race lead now. James Wallace versus Richie Coy. Momentarily, that momentum is with the number 19. And James Wallace quickly gets it back. Dead heat at the line. Richie Coy is going to take that lap. Good bonus point there for the 19 Cam. So by the way, if you're into Victory Fuel, head over to drinkvictory.com. Use promo code KOI19. Saves you 10% off any drink that you do purchase from Victory Fuel at drinkvictory.com. Flavored electrolyte water. Great tasting, no caffeine. Keeps you energized and healthy. All together. James Wallace in the 67. Nice little breakaway here. Once more, Daniel Simmons giving him a great shove down the back straightaway. Gonna let go of his teammate. Moves to the top. And, well, I guess James Wallace deletes himself out of the side first place. And he's going to fall all the way back, potentially outside the top 20. I guess Richie didn't want any of it. Moved quickly to the bottom. He saw the lack of momentum from the 67 and flushed him back. Now Richie has sole possession of the race lead. TJ Bartel right behind him on the middle groove here. 44, Chris Beck. Third place, Daniel Simmons there. And fourth, next person back at that number 12, Joseph Grohava on the outside. Nathan Bigart, fifth in line on the top points leader. If I haven't said that enough already, there's another one to the check mark list. Look at that 09 or 008. Jason Rockefeller P6. He can't talk to us. He could not stand my voice in his ear. I do not blame him one bit. He's running P3 on the bottom groove here. He's following, it looks like James Nestor in the 36 and Daniel Simmons, the 06. There's Ben Tracy, goes all the way up right next to the wall in turn 3. Almost had some wall glue. He comes back down in front of Wayne Grossi. They still remain 2 by 2 by 2 through this entire field. A few laps into stage number 3. Once again, there will be a guaranteed pit stop, whether it be due to a caution or a green flag situation. They cannot make it on fuel at the end of this race. So it's up to the teams and what strategy they want to do, pitting early, pitting late. You can make a pit stop without falling a single lap down as long as you're in the main pack. So it is really all up to them. Just make sure you pit right after the field window passes, which looks to be about lap 30 to 35 lap, maybe even 40. Jason and Brody had to try doing it. Joshua Johnson, remember in stage 1 to stage 2, they tried staying out running the full distance on both. So maybe that window is about 35 to 40 laps. So you might see some drivers pit the next 5 to 10 laps because they'll be inside that window to make it to the end of this race. Starting to see some shuffling mid-pack. Ben Tracy, Wayne Grossi, they're going to get shuffled out in that third groove, trying to do something. Ben's been trying to get that outside lane going, and he's actually holding his ground on the outside of the 0-1 Nathan Bigart. Going to pass Joseph Grijalva there. They're kind of locked into about that 10th to 15th place currently. Numbers are on the outside. Formation is much tighter on the bottom, which is allowing the momentum to be kept by the 06, the 36, the 09, 31. Jeff Chandler involved in 2 wrecks. And Doyle Lawrence, there's your update for Jeff Chandler. Car is not affected, running just outside this top 5 here, 4th in line on the bottom. As we call him, good. Charles Wooten wants to shout out Rockefeller. He likes to call him from time to time. Doing an excellent job. Look at this Premier Setups car, Ford Mustang. Sole possession of P3 right now for the 09. Love to see my paint jobs in front of Doyle Lawrence paint jobs. That's right, competition must be had there, Doyle. I'm sorry for that. But momentarily, I got the advantage right now. Kind of impressed to see stage 1 and stage 2 mainly controlled on the top, and now it's just completely shifted in the inside here. Daniel Simmons seems to have one of the cars to beat, but as I said, here comes Sherwood Williford making a charge here. Ooh, Jason maybe thinking about it. He's going to decide to stay on the bottom here. Now it's up to Dave Nestor or Daniel to make the move to the top if they're going to do it. Looks like the 33 kind of stalls out when he gets to the nose of Jason. The 3 and 4 here. Look at this mid-pack. They are just 3 wide spaced out. The 7 and 35 are still trying to get things going on the top. They are stuck currently just around that 15th place. And there's the 48 Jamie Knopp. Too much damage for that car. He's going to fall a lap down. At least another one there on the board. Riding on board the helmet camera of the 36, Dave Nestor, currently 2nd place behind the 06 Daniel Simmons, looking to complete the sweep at Talladega, winning stages 1, 2, and 3. That's his plan right now. The car has the performance in it. Will he have the help? That is the question. Currently 27 cars on your lead lap out of 32 entries. Pretty clean race overall. The wrecks that have happened weren't as big as what they could have been. We tune right on board the back bumper of Dave Nestor. You see the 33 Williford get a little bit of a charge through the tri-oval. Coming to turn number 1, Sherwood Williford next to Dave Nestor. Now he's going to have his nose to the outside of your race leader, Daniel Simmons. And that charge is going to continue to happen. To look at the 3 wide, the 35, the 7 still leading the way, about 10th place now on the far outside. Dave Nestor gives a big shove here to Daniel to get to turn 3 to get the momentum back to the bottom. Outside, a little spaced out, has to cool off their engines, and now the preferred is going to go back to the bottom momentarily. But look at this. It looks like Colton Gum is to the outside on the 3rd groove, and one other car there for a 4-car draft session here. They've got their group just in this top 10. Oh, contact almost with the 44-35 as they go 3 wide for 4 rows deep. 10th through about 20th here. 3 wide, stacking them up without actually wrecking. Tons of room here at Talladega to do 3 wide. Should not be a problem unless you're going to tighten up the side draft. Then it becomes a problem of packing too much air on another car and sitting around. Right now there's tons of space being given here by these FTSR drivers. Through 3 and 4 this time. to complete lap 55. This will be 39 laps to go at the line. And the 19, Richie Coy, jumps in front of Daniel Simmons, new leader. Second time tonight for the number 19 to take the top spot. Ooh, bad bump there between the 0-1 and the 44. Thought he was going to hit Wayne Grossi there. Able to not do that. They keep it going straight, pinches him up to the top here. 44 looking a little unstable through these corners. Puff of smoke there from Colton Gum on the top. Lightly scrapes the wall, doesn't slow down anything. We stay green. Continue to be 3 wide as it starts to fade out a little bit here. Bartel by himself in that middle groove. Sherwood Williford trying to pull him along, but that outside lane just got deleted momentarily. Top 10 single file at the line to complete lap 56. Richie Coy, Daniel Simmons, Dave Nestor, Jason Rockefeller, Jeff Chandler make up tonight's top 5 through 56 laps. Out of the scheduled 94 here for the Talladega race for the Mach 1 Performance Cup Series at FTSR. New car leading the charge of the top 14. Lane Allen is going to be scored 11th place at the moment through 3 and 4. So your top 10 are single file. First time we've seen the 14 lead the line. It doesn't look like he has anything for it. He needs some more numbers on the top half of the track to progress that top. But right now, they're in a coast phase. Remember, we have pit stops coming up at any time. It could happen now. It could happen 10 laps from now. It could happen 20 laps from now. Up to these drivers and when they want to pit. But whenever they do, they will make it to the end the rest of the way. If you pit now, you risk going green, white, checkered, and then not having enough. So you'll probably see more cars happen to pit on the tail end of that. Oh, the 10 of Colton Gum makes an aggressive move to get in front of Brian DeBlay on the bottom as they pass up the 24 Jose Acosta, who has damage on that Chevrolet Camaro as he falls a lap down. Oh, no contact with the 44 and the 24. And that's going to bring out our 4th caution this evening, and that was just a product of one car trying to catch some draft in the 44. Not too sure here. ATVO replay. Here comes Chris Beck, going to pass. And it's just 24 comes down, 44 comes up a little bit. They meet up in the middle of the racetrack. This track can host 5 wide. And somehow they find each other here at the exit of the tri-oval through the blimp coverage here. See the 44. 24 comes down the line. The 44 scoops up at the end of it. And just a complete misjudgment of real estate. And it brings out that 5th caution here this evening. 19 Richie Coy leading this thing. Going to restart this race around lap 64. Should bring it to about 31 laps to go. Most of these guys should be pitting this time, and they will not see green flag pit stops. This will get rid of that window. 35 to go. You see it there on the top of your left-hand side of your screen. So 34 to go. Come down pit road. Use the clutch. Use it, use it, use it all the way until the green flag. And they're going to be good to go, I do believe, the rest of the way. I think this is going to be a great time to take a short final commercial break here. We'll be right back here momentarily.
Of speed, 10 years of stories. For the past 10 years, we've been more than just spectators. We've been the heartbeat of local racing, growing alongside the tracks, drivers, and fans who make it all possible. From the dusty turns to the checkered flags, we've shared every triumph and every challenge, making memories that last a lifetime. As we mark this milestone, we're not just looking back, we're revving up for the future. We are expanding, bringing you even more racing, more coverage, and more ways to connect with the adrenaline-fueled world we love. Our commitment to the local racing community is unwavering, and the next chapter promises to be our most exciting yet.
Drag race to the line.
We're a racing family that you can trust on and off the track. Here at Hercules Foundation Repair, we are here to help with our free in-home evaluations and personal repair plans. So if you're looking for foundation repair, go online or give us a call to schedule your free inspection.
I'm back to the LSRTV coverage of the Mach 1 Performance Cup Series race here. 1 to go. Gonna put us at 32 laps to go at the line here. Richie Coy, Jason Rockefeller, Lane Allen. Remember, he spun out there at after the stage 2 checker flag was flown. He's gonna find himself in 3rd. Daniel Simmons 4th. Jeff Chandler 5th. Ben Tracy 6th. Joshua Johnson 7th, Jake Euler 8th, Colton Gum 9th, and Tony Solar is going to make out the top 10 here on this restart. 18 live viewers on the YouTube side. Appreciate y'all joining in once more here. We got a quarter lap left. Then we're going to go back to green flag racing. Jason Rockefeller has a chance. I'm hoping I don't see him in here for this post-race, except for maybe an interview. Let's see what he can do to secure that 32 laps from now. Pace car is down. We're going green flag momentarily. Just waiting for that Geico restart zone to show up. And we're back to green flag. There we go. In the zone. Not auto zone. Green flag. Here we go. Richie Coy gets a decent start here, but Daniel Simmons, one of the best pushers here tonight, is going to give Jason Rockefeller the assistance he needs. He is now in front of Richie. Does he take the bottom or hold the top? This is one of the toughest decisions you can make as a race leader. You got a fast car behind you. Do you think you keep with them, or do you move down to try to help the inside lane? Right now, oh, looks like the 12 of Joseph Grijalva almost spins it halfway down the back straightaway. Daniel Simmons moves to the bottom. Ben Tracy, actually, no, I take that back. That was not Daniel Simmons. He's going to stay to the back bumper of Jason Rockefeller here through turns 3 and 4. Looks like that's Jake Oil, the 29, who jumps down in front of Richie Coy here. Going to the tri-oval to get to 31 laps to go. Looks like James Wallace going to move to the bottom here to try to get more cars on the inside. Top 3 still single file, 4th on back, 2 by 2 by 2 by 2. Excellent job now to keep this outside momentum flowing. That inside will seem to be the way to go mid-race, but now, at least early onto this restart, looks like the top has it. They got some of the best pushers here tonight up in that upper groove, really driving Jason Rockefeller and everybody else in that second groove. But much better speed. Daniel sticks to the back bumper of the 09 this time around. 42 a Milliken, look at him making some more moves. He's going to find the inside here, leading that charge. Top 4 single file, 5th on back, 2 by 2 by 2 by 2. We saw Ben Tracy in that 35, who's the 3rd car on the top, making some big moves on the 3rd lane, trying to do anything. So you know he's hungry to maybe move up a little bit further in this field, get himself a lap lead here tonight. Six cars now on the top single file, everybody else 2 by 2 by 2. As that outside power is just so strong right now. You see the virtual fans cheering them on. Packed house here tonight. iRacing always does a great job promoting the virtual fans to show up here. 29 laps to go. And it's just impressive how they're all single filed at this point. Kyle Milliken has a fast car. He just needs some help. And we got Toyotas running the first 2 cars on the bottom. Of course, that raw Ford Mustang power in that second groove carrying the line. Ooh, a little bit of a shuffle there for the 23 and 33. They make a little contact, unequaled in the entrance of turn 3. Staggered those out a little bit there. But there's so many cars up on the top lane, it does not affect the overall pace of the outside line. Wide angle coverage through the tri-oval here. Coming to the start finish line, you see the top 6 still single file. Inside lane is all but broken up here, really scattered out for whatever reason. So I think momentarily we're going to start to see a big shift in power on the bottom. Who's going to take over this charge? With 27.5 laps to go. Kyle still leads it momentarily. Entering turn 3 wide. Richie Coy shuffled way out there in the back. Outside the top 20 goes the 19 car. A lot of weird things happening 10th on back in this field. And there's just so much space of separation amongst everyone back here. You can clearly see it from this camera. But if you pan to the front, look at that, all nicely buttoned up single file here. Still 6-7 cars by themselves on the top. 42, I think he's finally got a little momentum on his side, bringing, I think that's the 91 of Justin Diltz. There it is, confirmed 91 Justin Diltz on the bottom here. Trying to help his Toyota pal, Kyle Milliken, advance anywhere past the 0-1 here of Nathan Bigart, who's currently 5th to 6th, so still 5-6 cars up on the top single file. 26 laps to go here at Talladega. Still see 15 people watching the YouTube side. Joseph Grijalva out of the car to send a message on YouTube saying, well, he gave me the line and then decided to take it back. Yeah, it was a tough call there, Mr. Costa. I hate to see it. The track is so wide, and for two cars to come together like that, it's just, I'm sure you're frustrated for sure. And probably something that shouldn't have happened, considering one's a lead lap car, one's lap down. But either way, I guess we'll have to learn from that going forward on what the potential and what happens here. Oh, Wayne Grossi trying to move down in front of Kyle Milliken. Kyle said, nope, I want this lead with my buddies right behind me, Colton Gum and Justin Diltz. Trying to get the Toyotas rallied up on the inside. Not going to happen this lap as the 7 kind of shuffled them around. Top 7 single file here. Still run the middle of the groove even on the back straightaway. Shows how dedicated they are to that middle groove. Outside has some Chevrolets building up. There's the tail here in that third groove. Almost every single car avoiding the inside lane here. All of a sudden the middle groove has become the inside lane through 3 and 4. They got a lap car. Looks like maybe Jamie Knopp. They're going to have to squeeze through them. 3 wide momentarily for the race leaders. Everyone stays clear of, I think that is the 48. And once more through 1 and 2. No one's touching that bottom. Really weird to see. It's not by a lack of grip. It's just carrying the extra speed there on the faster part of the track really benefits your drive. You see quite a few cars all of a sudden move down to the bottom this time. Duranko leading the charge now. Another Toyota on the inside. 3 wide for about 6th place here. TJ Bartel in the middle. Duranko passes him, no problem. He's going to try to bring Kyle along with him. He does so. Justin Diltz has a chance here. Middle lane scatters around a little bit. This is going to slow up their speed. Duranko is going to try to get himself into the top 3 with 20 laps or 23 laps to go. 3 by 3 by 3 from 6th on back to about 15th here. Bigard on the top, Bartel in the middle, Duranko on the bottom. Inside line momentarily stalled out here. I think that's Grijalva. And the 12 has moved up in front of the 0-1 to lead the charge on the top here. Bartel slipping through the sucker hole. Finally loses that draft pack of 4 cars in the front middle groove. Wayne Grossi is going to try to help TJ Chevrolet pal here. 22 laps to go at the line this time. Still 3 wide for about 12th place or so. But man, oh man, what a surprise story if this 09 can do it. But look at Joseph Grijalva with the help on the top. It looked like he had a good head of steam there. But this 06, Daniel Simmons doing an excellent job keeping up with the 09, keeping them to the front here. 3 wide, approaching once more. Number 11, Tony Solari, going to be brought into the mix of this 3 wide story here. And I think this 3 wide is keeping these top 3 or 4 cars single file up front. They move to the top of the trial, but though, here we go. Brian Bliss hooked onto TJ Bartel, Kyle Milliken, Wayne Grossi. Quite a few others involved in this one. The 67, James Wallace. 6, 7 cars involved, and I would say this is the big one here this evening. Getting to the line to 21 laps to go. ATVO replay inbound. Contact inadvertently from the 12. I don't know if that slowed the outside lane, but a bad bump in the center of the triangle sends Brian Bliss hooking into the rest of the field below him. See Chad Lang, he spins out there in the 4. Get a couple more angles from this. Blimp coverage from LSRTV. It's just a bad bump there. From the silver car, can't see who that is, but easy 6, 7 cars involved in this one. Heavy damage to the 3 and a couple others. 1 car barely sneaks by on the bottom. That was a 33 Sherwood Williford. The 3s all make contact. 33 into the 3 with a checkup. Yep, Joseph Grijalva caused a checkup. 33 Williford did not expect it. Nearly go around. You see the 29 as well. Jake Euler, he's involved. Dave Nestor, the 36. He's been in the top 10 for a decent amount of this race. He gets involved as well. 42 Milliken barely sneaks by. I do believe that is our... I'm going to see if I'm correct here, Charles. I'm going to say that's our 6th caution. If we bring up our race summary from va11.com. And, well, 5 cautions. I'm 1 ahead. 5 cautions, 11 caution laps amongst 12 different drivers leading this event. Well, 12 lead changes. There's been a couple of multi-time leaders throughout this race. It has picked up, but look who is in charge of this restart with 20 laps to go. Going to be about 18 or 17 at the green flag. Jason Rockefeller, who would have thought, one-off event here for Talladega. Get him a fresh scheme for this event. And here he is, P1. I know this is Talladega. We've seen Jason go from 8th to 20th in 1 lap. Anything is possible. But clean air is its advantage, you know, less chance to wreck. So let's see what he can do here in the final 20 laps. Doyle Lawrence, I think Jeff Chandler was barely able to escape that wreck. He's already been involved in 2 of them. Car looks nice and clean. Shining Airitudes logo, flat gray base, flat red. Enjoy the combination of glossiness and matte finish. Good job on that car. I know Jeff Chandler really loves it. Just got to put that 31 a little bit more in that red patch. It's the only thing I request from you. Just kidding. And about 2 more caution laps, and I think we'll see the 1 to go. I'm hoping it's this time, but we might not see it till the following lap. Track has been cleared. I think pit stops have been had, so I don't see why we can't get the 1 to go this time, but it all depends on what iRacing wants to do. If we're going to run it 1 more. Don't see any takers so far. It looks like the back half are coming in just to final touch up some fuel and whatnot. There's only a couple cars that are in pit road at the moment. Watching the pace lights on the pace car to see if they turn off and get the 1 to go. And they do. So we're going to go 1 to go, 18 laps to go at the line when we take the green flag. Barney's going to fly that green flag for the 6th time. Jason elects to take the top. This is a tough call. You got to pick your drafting partner, right? So if Jason goes low, Daniel goes high. Jason is elected to take Joseph Grijalva as his drafting partner instead of Ben Tracy on the 35. Now to me, Ben Tracy's been a little bit faster, but Joseph Grijalva recently was showing some strong moves there on the top to bring him, Nathan Bigart, and a couple others into the top 10 picture. So I don't know if we've seen everything we can out of this number 12 Grijalva Ford Mustang. Might be a little surprise there. Also could be that he's a Ford as well, so kind of supporting the Fords here. Ford's top 2 cars on our top 3 cars on the top. And then Chevrolet's the bottom 2 leading the way on this start. Not so much particular when it comes to the manufacturers on the virtual side, but I know if you're leading the race, you're just trying to find the better driver, not really worried about the Ford part of it. But when you see Chevrolet and Chevrolet on the bottom and Ford on the top, kind of makes you question some things depending on the league and what kind of loyalty you have to your brand. I see Pepto Joe, appreciate you, man. Saying, I love an announcer that can call a race by himself without a bunch of dead air. Awesome job. I thank you for that. I've had quite a few races prior to this, and it's a work in progress, and I appreciate the feedback. Nathan, that's awesome there. iRacing chiming in, Doyle Lawrence chiming in. I love to see the chats flaring up. Keep it up. We're at the Geico restart zone. Green flag is out. 18 laps to go at the line. Jason Rockefeller barely. Nope, I think it was a dead heat at the line. Maybe Simmons gets it just by a near thousandth of a second or so. We're going to see what this 12 can do with Nathan Bigart here right behind him. Justin Delt's going to close it in 4 on 3 early on here for the top 7. Jason, at least down the back straightaway, has chosen the best path. But Ben Tracy giving Daniel all he can down the back straightaway to put himself in contention to make a pass here for the race lead when we get to 17 laps to go at the line. Side-by-side race lead bump there from the 35, almost sent Daniel to the inside. Able to keep it going here. It's going to be dead heat. Oh, Ben Tracy makes a move, almost made contact with the number 12 at the line. I think that was enough to give the momentum to the inside. Daniel Simmons leads that lap with 17 laps to go. Equal numbers cars on top to bottom ratio. Almost 1 for 1 identically. Turn number 2, Jason's going to have the momentum. Jason right now, I know you can't hear him. You can turn us off. But keep those nerves in check there. You're doing a hell of a job. Just keep doing what you're doing. Grijalva still stuck to the back end of Rockefeller here off of turn number 4. Ben Tracy doing everything he can with Daniel Simmons, but the momentum on this second groove is just so much better. At the line, they're going to have the top 2 single file. Nathan Bigart almost gets clear of Daniel Simmons here. Getting to turn number 1, and the clear shift in power is now to the top almost 4 cars single file. As they get to the exit of turn number 2, that will happen. Justin Dilt's P4 single-handedly there. Ben Tracy still trying to find everything he can for Daniel Simmons. Just cannot get this inside moving for whatever reason. If you're on the inside of a car, your car hits the parachute in the outside of the car, or outside of the pack, gets the speed boost. Alan Doronco on the 2, part of the first or second caution of the night. He's back inside the top 5 here. $15 laps to go. Ford leads the way. Then Toyota, Chevrolet, top 6. Jason holding strong to the middle groove here. Expect this for about another 10 laps at most. The final 5 laps, I expect complete chaos. Momentarily, this is looking good for us up here with a biased opinion on this 09. Getting it to victory lane. Ben Tracy still trying everything he can with Daniel Simmons. Just, they got more numbers on the top now, so you're all but dead on the bottom. You have to do something drastic if you need something to happen. Maybe get someone in the top 5 to move down in front of you. That'll give you a temporary chance to make a pass for the race leader. At least get yourself in a podium. 14 laps to go. Top 6 single filed and 2x2x2 for the rest of the main pack. 25 cars on the lead lap, 26 on back, 2 laps down or more. If we get 2 cautions, that would technically put Jamie Knopp in, but he is out of contention due to speed. Does not have full power in that 48, so basically this top 25, that's it. Any one of these cars in the 25 has a chance. Grijalva still taking to the back bumper, the 09 here. Looks like Brody Hand in the 23 going to bring Brian Dublé and Ryan Hedrick to the inside, looking underneath Duranco, but then hits the parachute themselves, and it keeps Duranco single file in 5th place. A lot of shuffling back mid-pack, 15th through 20th, trying to go 3 wide here. That's Ben Tracy, who was shuffled out, trying to get back inside the top 10. No surprise we're seeing the 35 trying to make some moves to get somebody up there. It's just there is not enough speed. We have seen it time and time again. Starting to see some shade casted here on the front straightaway of Talladega. Pepto Joe pulling for the number 29 and the 88. A couple of the guys we haven't seen up at the front much at all. Appreciate you, Doyle Lawrence, also chiming in for myself going solo. Thank you for that. Brody Hanna, Brian Dublé still leading the inside. 3 cars now forward to the top, led by the number 7 of Wayne Grassi. He was a part of that wreck midway through this race, but still has the car to compete here inside the top 10. 3 wide, 5 rows deep, 10th on back. Top 6 or 7 single file here, still leading the 3rd groove through the tri-oval. Some cars shifting up to the top, like the number 7 of Wayne Grassi. They got a huge head of steam here. Going to try to pass Duranko for 5th on the outside. Jason still keeping exactly where he's been all restart long. 11 to go, middle groove. 4th place taken over by the 7. 3rd place under attack, Nathan Bigart. Jason's going to go for the block, going to leave the 12 of Grijalva. He sees the power shift, does the right call there momentarily to keep himself P1. Awesome job there from Jason to bring Wayne Grassi. Does Wayne get aggressive now and make the move to the... Oh, no, huge crash. Brody Hanna finds the stretcher. TJ Bartel, they both flip over. Massive crash here in the turns 3 and 4. Good thing these are virtual cars because that was a hell of a hit. Richie Coyne, the 19. Gonna need some victory fuel after this one. Just hooked by Jeff Chandler and then gets T-bone there. Brody Hanna all 4 wheels off the ground. Right into the driver door of TJ. Massive hit there for the Interstate Batteries. Number 98. No, look at it here. Camera focused on the 98. TJ just tried to close the hole too late. He had all the time in the world. Comes down at the moment where Jeff Chandler's there. It's going to put him at the wall. It's going to bring in an 88 as well. 47. 23, of course. 31. Here's Brody Hanna's roll cage camera. Sees the hook. And there's nothing you can do. Up into the catch fence for about 200 feet. You can hear the body parts dragging on the 23 Ford Mustang on the ground. That car is toast. Smoke pouring out of that thing. I see Chris Beck in the 44. He's backwards around. About 7 or 8 cars involved in that big one, which I think I might have been a little bit larger than the previous big one. Man, oh man, that's going to change up the mid pack and a little bit of the front pack. Now Jason Rockefeller going to be restarting P1 again. Does he elect to stay with Grijalva, who was his best friend, and start on the bottom? Or does he go back to the top like he did last restart and pick the 06 of Daniel Simmons, who has had probably the best pushing car all race long? Gotta put the emotions at check. Do you go with your best friend for the back half of this race? Or do you go with the fastest car? I think the 09, Jason needs to pick the middle, personally, because that's where he has been. His past couple runs, he knows the momentum's on the top right now. If you go to the bottom, I think you're a sitting duck. I think you need to pick the fastest car, the 06. It sounds like a no-brainer when I explain it that way. But you saw how well the 12 was able to keep to Jason's back bumper for 10 plus laps. So it does make it a tough call, but at the end of the day, I think you got to secure that upper groove. That's where that speed's at. That's where you would find me if I was driving that number 09 Premier Setups Ford Mustang. Yep, Pepto Joe, that was one of your picks. They're done. Doyle Lawrence, sorry about that. Jeff Chandler, part of 3 cautions, and that's probably the last one he's going to be a part of. Heavy damage to that number 31 Nerditude Chevrolet Camaro. ISRA, appreciate you hopping in here saying this is a good race and broadcast too. Did a great job setting this thing up. This race has been much more eventful than the past couple ones that I've called. Next gen, you don't know what you're going to get. You see a lot of 2x2x2. That's normal for the next gen package, but FTSR somehow finds a way to spice some things up, and it has been more on the eventful side to close out Talladega week on iRacing as we shift all the premier cars to Dover. For those that follow the actual Cup schedule, which most do, we'll be at Dover next weekend. Saw Wayne Grassi with a little bit of blink action there, who's actually, well, looks like he's stable at the time being. 1 to go, 7 laps going to be left in this race. Jason's going to choose the bottom. He's going to choose the friend over the preferred groove. And Jason's trying to destroy the bottom of his car now. It's a flat surface down there, man. Don't put damage down there. If you wreck the diffuser on the bottom, you're toast. Not sure what that was about, but he's going to choose the bottom. Tough call. Not sure what's in mind for him. If he can get a jump and clear the 7, he still has lane option in turn 1. Tough call. You see the LSRTV logo on the bottom, in that same exact location to his car and the 12 of Grijalva. Might be a partnership thing, as you see the 12 blink out once there. Don't want to see that for the person that you chose as your draft partner. It is up in the air. Maybe finding radio communications with Joseph. Maybe you can time down that restart, get a nice launch, bring both to the upper groove in front of the 7 Wayne Grassi. That might be another option. I don't know what their 2 communications look like, but since he chose Joseph, being more the friendly pusher, and a pretty decent one too. He held them all restart long up until this caution. Gonna bring Nathan Bigart too, so 3 Fords on the bottom, 2 Chevrolets on the top, flip-flop from the last restart. Here we go, pace car is down, 7 laps to go at the line. Wayne Grassi lagging back big time. Not closed up on the top. Gonna suck it in a little bit, but he's still leaving the gap. Green flag's out. Jason gets a decent launch with Joseph. Wayne Grassi, I wasn't sure if that was an intentional lag back, but he did not go, so Jason has clear lane choice entering turn 1. So what do you do? What do you do? Tough call here. 3 on the bottom still remain there. Turn 2 exit. Do they move to the middle? Duranko wants to, cannot do it. He's going to keep the 12 and the 0-1 with him on the bottom half of the back straightaway. Can get to turns 3 and 4 here. Elects to take the bottom one more time anyways. Oh, the 12, don't be doing that. You're going to cost some speed here on the bottom. 3-car little breakaway. Wrecking the back. 42 involved in the 7th caution tonight is out for this Talladega event here for the Mach 1 Performance Cup Series presented by FTSR.net. I saw the 42 was involved. That's the number 91, Justin Diltz, and maybe the 67 of James Wallace, and caught the tail end of that one. Justin Diltz, wrong place, wrong time. 3 wide here for about 20th. Following James Wallace here in the 67. No problems, tons of room. Bad bump to the 67, hooks the 42. When they go green flag, maybe 4. Jason Rockefeller, P1. Joseph Grijalva, 2nd. Nathan Bigart, 3rd. Joshua Johnson, 4th. Brian Dublé, 5th. Alan Duranko in 6th. Wayne Grassi, 7th. Tony Solari, 8th. Daniel Simmons, 9th. And Chad Lang in the 4-car, rounds out the top 10 on this restart. They allow Jamie Knapp to go around for his, well, actually, yeah, for his wave around there. Puts himself back on the lead lap once more. 21 cars in contention, 22 cars in contention. 23rd place, Jamie Knapp. He's been slow. He is out. So 23 technically on the lead lap. Everybody else on back. 2 laps down or more. So does Jason choose Nathan Begart on the bottom for this restart, or does he choose Joshua Johnson? To me, you choose the 0-1. He was fast every single week. That'd be a tough choice not to go with the 0-1 in this case. But I also thought that Daniel Simmons was the best choice on the last one. And it's a good thing he did not pick him. To answer the question, John Rhodes in the 88. Currently still on the lead lap in pit road, getting damage fixed. So not out of it yet. Damaged, yes, but not out. So still in the lead lap is that number 23. The 12 car also does have a nice paint scheme. I do have to agree with you, ISRA, on that. It's on the YouTube side. I love the communications going on. Keep this up. I love the flat black scheme. Throwback-ish style simple paint scheme. It works so well here for that color combo. See if we can get the one to go this time. I think we will, which will put us 3 laps to go on the restart. Almost an official green-white checker. So we do have 3 attempts at those if needed. One to go. Signal is out. We will be getting this thing going with 3 laps to go. Jason chooses the bottom. I think that was the more obvious choice out of the previous restarts. Going to bring Nathan Begart with him on the inside. Joseph Grijalva, we haven't seen him lead a lane yet. So what can he do with the 57, 2, 11, and 4 behind him? These group cars we haven't seen too well bundled up so far tonight. So it could be a make or break line. Who knows, since it's so different than what we've seen prior. Half a lap left to go in this here. Let us know your new picks. We've seen some wrecks now. So if you have any new people, do you see the 09 bringing it home? Do you see the 12 having fresh air? Do you think he's going to have the car to do something? Do you think Nathan's going to leave Jason to the dust and pick up yet another win in the Mach 1 Performance Cup Series? Everything is in the air. Nathan has 3 wins, most in the series. The other 2 drivers that have 2 wins, they're both out of contention. That's Jamie Knapp and Jose Acosta. Richie Coy was involved in a couple wrecks ago. He's got a win. Wayne Grassi in the 1 has a win. On for turn number 4. This might not be the final restart. The average laps before caution are getting slimmer and slimmer. We're going to see some crazy 2-3 wide here from the get-go. Guaranteed. Just waiting for the restart zone. There it is. And just after the fact the green flag comes out, Jason does a great job clearing the 12. So now he has choice of who he wants to bring with. He's going to stick to the bottom. Joseph Grijalva is going to move to the bottom and bring his friend with. This is best case scenario, I think, for the 09. Shifting already, Alan Duranco moves up to the top. Going to bring Mr. Euler with him, I do believe that is. 2 cars on the top. A lot of shifting here, 5th through 10th. Top 3 single file. Forward. 1, 2. Oh, heavy contact. Kyle Milliken to the wall. Keeps it up there. Great job. Great awareness to not bring it back down the track. We stay green flag. It's going to take Kyle Milliken out of contention here. Great car. Late wreck. Hate to see it, but here we go. 2 laps to go. The 12 is being pushed. Oh, look at the run here by the 06 Daniel Simmons in the third groove. He's going to clear, at least try to, the number 11 of Tony Solari. They go 3 wide. He clears the number 11 in the sucker hole. Colton Gum is the car pushing that Chevrolet. Daniel Simmons, top 5 inside, single file. 1.5 laps to go. Outside trying to do something, but there is just no formation. It is all on the bottom right now. Last lap havoc is about to happen. Does the move happen now, or does it happen off of turn 4 next lap? Oh, big bumps here from the 01 to the 12. That's a tight situation there for Joseph. White flag is out. 1 lap to go. The CRN 1 to go. WhereCRN.com. Gonna bring action here. 3, 2 wide here. The 06 and the 10 doing everything they can. Jason leading on the bottom. Sticks to the bottom here. Outside lane breaks up. Who moves to the top first? Is it the 12? Is it the 01? Wreck almost happening in the back for 15th. Joshua Johnson trying something. Going to get to the outside of the 01. Does the 12 move up or stick with James? There's a wreck in the back. And are you kidding me? Jason Rockefeller, 1 for 1, is going to win at Talladega. No way. 1 for 1, the 09 My Paint scheme. Man. What a job there from Jason. Joseph Grijalva brings him P2. Chad Lang, 3rd place. Tony Solari, 4th. Lane Allen, 5th. And that's your top 5. 6th place, Wayne Grassi, 7th. Dave Nestor, 8th. Richie Coy, 9th. Colton Gum. 10th place after 4 wrecks. Jeff Chandler in the 31 brings it P10. 11th through 20th. Brian Dublé, Daniel Simmons, Ryan Hedrick, Ben Tracy, Jake Euler, Alan Duranko, Justin Diltz, Joshua Johnson, Ben Rhodes, Nathan Bigart is your top 20. 21st through 30th, Jamie Knopp, James Wallace, Kyle Milliken, Chris Beck, Sherwood Williford, TJ Bartell, Brody Hanna, Brian Bliss, Jose Acosta, and Alan Crowell. And the final 2 of the field, Anthony Cossi, James Torrey. And if we can watch a little bit of this burnout from the 09, well, we're seeing burnouts everywhere. Here we go. Rockefeller burning it down here at Talladega. 1 for 1 of the Mach 1 Performance Cup Series. What a showing. Charles, all about business in my ear, saying he's got another broadcast to attend to. He needs to stop doing burnouts. Well, good luck to that, because what a win. Yeah, we're going to go to commercial break. We'll be right back with your tonight's top 3. And welcome here to the LSR TV post-race show. We got our top 2 here. If Chad Lane can join in, we will interview him. But Jason Rockefeller leaves my broadcast booth, makes me go solo, but makes it worth it. Bringing it home, P1 in the Premier Setups Ford Mustang. Welcome to Victory Lane, dude.
Yeah, man, I'm absolutely stoked. I was screaming at the top of my lungs coming across the line. I'm just so thrilled. I didn't honestly think we could do it, but just put ourselves in the right positions at the right places at the right times, and we got it done.
Yeah, absolutely did. And you brought Joseph Grajava with you in second place. You chose him a few restarts to go to draft with you, and it almost seemed like you wanted to follow him ever since. And so you two made a perfect pairing out there. Joseph, how was your race out there from your perspective?
Man, it was pretty chaotic, and lots of luck came our way for me and my teammate Nathan Biggert till it caught it and bit him right at the end, unfortunately. But I'm proud of our team, Fuego Autosports. It's usually we don't end up good here, but it was pretty intense.
Yeah, Fuego Autosports has just been on a rail this season. Multiple wins, of course, and great performances throughout the entire team. Awesome job there from the number 12 car specifically to bring it home, P2. You got any sponsors you'd like to thank out there?
Yeah, I gotta first of all thank you guys for putting it on. Always calling a great race. Glad to see Jason get a win. Do a part time, I guess. Come in real quick and show us how it's done. But yeah, thank you guys for putting it on. My teammate Nathan Biggert, as I mentioned, he's killer on the tracks. I'm glad he joined up because he's really showing these guys how to wheel this car. Man, he's bad fast. He's gonna put some more window stickers on that car. It's gonna be awesome. But this is his second place as much as it is mine because he stuck with me the whole way. Once we got together, we were never really separate. So thanks to him on the P2 finish, and of course the family, dad, parents, wife, kids, and the car sponsor BKA, El Paso Motorsports Kart Racing Club. Look on Facebook, give them a thumbs up. They'll appreciate it. It grows the club. Local kart racing, entry-level kart racing, so it's a family-friendly kind of thing, and they'll definitely appreciate it.
Absolutely, man. Well, congratulations, P2 tonight. I'm going to rotate over real quick. Jason, I haven't forgot about you, but Chad Lang late into the session here. Chad, congrats on P3.
Thanks, guys.
Hey, man, awesome job out there. You and your teammate Chris Beck qualified very well. I know you guys are fast at super speedways. Did well in the draft. He had some problems, but you seemed to avoid them all. But I think one caution I think you were a part of. Got the thing repaired. How'd you make it back to P3?
Just luck, because I had quite a bit of damage. I got caught in a couple of them there, but I don't know. It seemed like everything just opened up there at the end.
That's impressive stuff there. It takes a lot of luck to get through Talladega for sure, man. Final thoughts, and who would we like to thank tonight?
My teammate Chris, he does a lot of the stuff in the background, and it's just all the hard work he's been doing. I haven't had to do much of it because work.
Makes perfect sense. Well, Flying Tiger Motorsports doing great at the super speedways and carrying some good speed throughout the entire season. Congrats, man. Good luck next week at Dover.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. And then lastly, Jason Rockefeller. I know you got a broadcast to call here very shortly, but man, who would you like to thank here tonight to get the 1-for-1 victory?
Yeah, I just got to thank, obviously, Charles and everybody over at LSRTV and FTSR for allowing me to come over here, race this. Premier Racing Setups, Victory Fuel, Nerditudes, Jeremy, you up in the booth, man, my right-hand man with Charles, Dustin, and obviously Wesley. Got to thank everybody. Really appreciate Brody, Hannah, and everybody in the league for letting me come in and obviously race this one-off race. And, man, Richie wanted me to send that Victory Fuel pack to the owner of the series. I don't think that's going to happen, man. I'm gonna get my opportunity to try out this Lucky Lemon here.
There you go. Say hi to Tony's parents. I know they're watching.
Oh, I got it. Yep, got to say hi to Tony's parents. I know they're watching, so.
That's right. Absolutely, man. Well, good luck on the broadcast in about 10 minutes or so. Congrats on the win. That's amazing 1-for-1. Great job overall. Led a ton of laps. And that's it. That's the end of the LSR TV coverage of the Full Throttle Sim Racing Series Mach 1 Performance Cup Cars. We'll do it next week, Monday, 9 p.m. Eastern. So you guys tune in to LSR TV for that. But until then, you guys have a good rest of your night. We'll catch you for the next race.